October of last year, the number of cats and dogs bitten by snakes were in the 60s. This year, during that same period, the number of bites is now in the 90s, and the majority are copperheads. Internal medicine specialist Dr. Kay Akers says that copperhead bites are often accompanied by swelling and 2 bite punctures. Brian Lewis says his dog Winnie was bitten by a copperhead almost 2 weeks ago.
And little Winnie was in the garage and her paw was up, and I saw that her leg was swelling up. There was some blood.
We think that more often it's not just a problem out in the country, but actually we have increasing numbers of families moving into the area and urban areas and the landscaping, and so I think it's just increased contact between pets and snakes.
And the North Carolina Wildlife Commission says Hurricane Florence may have displaced some snakes whose habitat flooded and then went to higher ground, but that they should return to their natural habitat. And thankfully, Winnie is now doing okay after getting treatment, but it's so important that if your dog or cat is bitten by a snake, that you take them to go get medical care as soon as possible. So take them to your veterinary's office or to the animal hospital. So important. Another good idea is to make sure that you check your yard before you allow your pet to roam freely. Live in Raleigh, Gloria Rodriguez, ABC 11 Eyewitness News.
All right, Gloria, thank you very much. Absolutely right. I saw a couple in my yard, little tiny ones, but nonetheless, copperheads out there. Meantime, it's gorgeous outside. It's live into Fayetteville, low 80s for temperatures. A breeze at around 6 miles an hour out of the northeast. Area-wide, upper 70s and low 80s. So, again, above average, but it's pleasant out there. Dew points are a little bit lower. But starting October now, 77 and 56 are the norms. We haven't had mid-50s for lows for a long time, and we do not see that anytime soon, by the way. And look at that. By the end of the month, the average high 69 and the average low 45 degrees. Hard to believe, but we're going to see a pattern where we stay quite warm for a stretch the entire week. We're going to be well above average. That's not just us. That's all the way up to the northeast as well. Look at these temperatures staying in those mid, even upper 80s as we finish the work week. I have your 7-day forecast coming up in just a little bit, Andrea.
Looks good, Steve. Thank you. Well, whether you wanted to vote in this year's midterm election, someone out there wants you to, and they're making it very easy to do it. The Center for Voter Information is targeting hundreds of thousands of North Carolina voters, and no, it's not a scam. Inside the absentee room at the Wake County Board of Elections, there's no talking, just lots of sorting absentee ballot request forms. Director Gary Sims says they've been pouring in since voting by mail for the 2018 midterms opened late last month. And then came the phone calls from concerned voters.
Basically asking if this was legitimate. They got an absentee request in the mail, and it already had their name pre-printed on it.
Voters' full name and address already filled in, a postage-paid envelope addressed to the local Board of Elections included. Sims says it's not a scam, but it is the first time the Washington, D.C.-based Center for Voter Information, which claims to be a nonpartisan organization, has mailed out absentee ballot requests.
Where you can tell these are different, it's just because it has that header at the top.
The center's using the standard state-approved request form and tells ABC 11 they've mailed out 202,000 of them to voters across the state to make the process fast and easy. Voting is our most essential American right, the center said in a statement, and yet 40 million Americans who voted in 2016 likely won't cast a ballot in the 2018 midterms, including more than 1 million African Americans, Latinos, young people, and unmarried women. Sims says while the group didn't notify boards of elections ahead of time of their mailers, there's no wrongdoing. Anyone registered to vote can request to do so by mail.
As long as it's a legitimate form completed by the voter with the verifiable information that we need on the form, appears to be very legitimate.
And Sims says the Center for Voter Information is only pulling what's already public information to reach these voters. To get a ballot, you would still need to fill out your date of birth, social security number, and other details. If you ever have any questions or concerns, you should call your local Board of Elections.
New at 4, potential traffic relief on I-95. The NCDOT is set to hold public comments on plans to double the number of lanes on the interstate. The DOT plans to award a contract next spring to a designer and construction team that will widen I-95 from 4 lanes to 8 lanes between exit 56 in Cumberland County to exit 71 in Harnett County. In 2020, the DOT will award another contract to further expand the freeway between exit 71 to exit 81 at the I-40 I-40 interchange. 2 public comment hearings will be held this month. The first is set for next Thursday, October 11th at Hampton Inn in Benson. The second hearing will be held the following Thursday, October 18th at the Falcon Children's Home Activity Building in